everyone, I am Dagsuan. Now for today's video, I am going to discuss about the teaching art in elementary grades, which is the lesson 1 up to the lesson 3. Module 1, Philosophies in Teaching Art Education. Lesson 1. So now, before we proceed with our discussion, let's have no first and objectives. At the end of the lesson, you are expected to identify the guiding philosophies and objectives of art education and reflect on the importance of art to education and teaching. Major goals of art education. Art makes sense to children when they experience it as a basic form of expression and as a response to life. So, when we say art, it is about a sense of children that they are be able to express of what they feel through of their experiences, so that through of their experience they are going to express or to craft that something about of their experiences through by making of art. Personal fulfillment through art. In order to find personal fulfillment through art, children need to learn how their lives can be enriched by their own efforts to create art and respond to visual forms. So from the word fulfillment, it is about into our personal of what we have done into our life. So also that personal fulfillment, it is also about the personal expression that we can express of what have you feel about that things and what that means to you. So through by making art, it is also help us that we are be able to create and to express of what experiences we have done. And also by making art, we are be able to express our skills into another people that also we are going to share of them. Next is art educational goals are. The first one is learning how experts perceive and describe art. So, by making art, it is not what we call as just art only, but it is have a sense and meaning that you perceive that you are going to show and to demonstrate of what or why you should do that kind of art. And the second one, how they examine works of art. So the way we are making our arts, the first we should do is we can think first and to analyze as well on how did you do that kind of art. And the last one is how judge works of art. So we can only judge of art through the expression of someone and through of their experiences. Next is the lesson 2, which is the values of art education. The first one is our objectives. At the end of the lesson, you are expected to discuss clearly the values of art and cite examples significant to the realization of these values. Arts for education. Keeping students in schools. Some students find school frustrating, and one thing keeping them in school is a classroom they enjoy. Often you find with these arts giving students a boost of confidence. So, art for education. As a teacher, you should be able to facilitate of your students or your children in the classroom that to make them enjoy through by making art. So, because art also make helping them that the children have an ability to find their confidence that they can express of feelings by each other. And what are classrooms create? Classrooms of the arts create a safe zone for students to explore themselves, new materials, and create mutual respect for each other's work. So in making art in the classrooms, we are going to we have an policies for the students that while they are creating of their arts in the classrooms, they have a responsibility that they are going to respect of the arts of others' work. Because when it comes of art, we don't have a responsibility or ability that we can judge of someone of or others' work about art, because we have a different expression through art or through by making art. Arts offer new bonding. Without classrooms that offers the art, students will lose a place that they can belong in. In arts, in the classroom, as the teacher also will be able to offer to the classroom in making arts into the students. Because through art, the students will be create their friendship for each other and also to show their feelings to each other by showing their art. Through art also, the students are going to show and express of their emotions to each other. Not just one answer. So the arts create problem-solving skills. The arts don't just have one right answers, they have multiple options for students to explore. So art not just one answers. It means when it comes of art or by making arts, we have a different expression and multiple options. And the way we can make of art, it is have the meaning on how you should express of that art. And also art, we say that art not just one answer. So it means art, it is have the different meaning and expression that we can express. Or art, it is about the different ideas of people. And the arts as an outlet for students. Art is not solely reflecting culture and media, but it is also looking into ourselves. Giving students art, music, theater, and dance, you are exposing them to a way to have an outlet, speak out, and find themselves. So, art is not solely that people can express, especially into the students. Art, there many outlets for students that they are be able to show and expressing of it. Even though art can reflect into the cultures and through the media, but art also was looking into ourselves that we can express of that art through dance, music, theater. So that is an outlet of art, especially to the students. The arts. The arts provide an expensive outlet for students, a sense of freedom to express, help build self-esteem, can foster collaboration, empowers the students, introduce other cultures and history, and create classrooms built out of respect and being part of something larger than yourself. The first one is provide an expensive outlet for students. So arts, it can provide as expensive for the students because through art, you can be able to express a lot through of your experience. And that's why it is called as an outlet of the students, because it is about a self-expression and the creativity that they can build of confidence as well as a sense of identity. And the second one, which is a sense of freedom to express. So in art, every people, especially the students or childrens, they have a freedom that are going to express their feelings through an art. It is have a sense that also we have a freedom to express of our emotions by making an art. And the third one, which is help build self-esteem. So as the students, you can help yourself to build a self-esteem the way you can express, and most especially to boast of your confidence through of this art. And the next one, which is can foster collaboration. So through an art, it can't just create your emotions, but also you can create a friendship that you are going to collaborate by each other, or showing your emotion through each other through of this art. And the next one, which is the empower the students. So in art, it gives us meaning and help us to understand of our world. So when we create an art, we have an empower through showing our emotions, and that's the way that we must improve our ability to solve the problem in between making of art. And the next is, which is introduce other cultures and history. So in the arts, it is just not that we can introduce for ourselves, but also we have been able to introduce of our cultures and our history. So and the last one, which is the create classrooms built out of respect and being part of something larger than yourself. In making art, it is have a policies that we can must to build in terms inside in the classroom or out of place. We can build of respect and seeing of art to other people, because we must know that first that is an art was a different that we would to express, because in art we are all being part, especially the sense of that art. Lesson 3: Methods of teaching art education. Art education. Art education is the process of learning about different types of artistic expression, including different media and formats for artwork and different movements and style. So that art education, it is the process. It is the process that we can learn about the different types of these artistics that we are able to express. And art education also, it is the process of teaching and learning on how to create and produce the visual and performing arts, and how to understand, especially to evaluate of art forms by created of others, especially of the students and childrens. Laissez-faire. This laissez-faire is the part of art method. Laissez-faire art method means without inference or direction. Laissez-faire teachers give students the materials, and it's up to the children to create a self-expressive work of art. Means this laissez-faire, it is about when the teachers are going to give the students or allow and let the students to create of their self-expression by making of an art. and the teacher are going to evaluate and to observe of their students while they are making of art. And the next method of art, which is the discipline-based art education or DBAE. Discipline-based art education, the goal of DBAE is to develop of art. Develop-based art education or DBAE includes teaching theories, context, and the ability to create and to respond of art. So these methods is to develop of art, which is an approach to instruction and the learning in art that derives content from our four foundational disciplines that contribute the creation, understanding, and appreciation of an art. Because discipline-based art education, it exists in many forms because it is not a specific curriculum, rather an approach to teaching art. And now we have here the types of DBAE or discipline-based art education, which are: the first is art criticism, media method, facilitator method, art history, authoritarian dictatorial, and assigned topic. The first one is art criticism. Art criticism is the examination and discussion of style, formal principles of design, and elements of an art. And the next one, which is the media method. The media method of teaching is popular in higher levels of learning, and the lessons are created around certain mediums such as photography or ceramics. The focus is on knowledge surrounding that medium, which includes various techniques, history, and experimentation. And the next one, which is the facilitator method. Facilitator method of teaching involves the students and teachers having a conference to decide the direction that particular student should go. This works well with higher learning and with students who are motivated or at an advanced level. The students chooses their media, topic, and how to proceed with the help of the teacher. This method, as the teacher is a facilitator that are going to facilitate of their students or the learners about of that a certain direction that particular that students should go. That also, as a facilitator, you need always to facilitate of your students or the learners that you are going to motivate of them. And the next one, which is the art history. Art history is not just who made what when, but the history of object and the history of people through art. Work of art provide unique documentation of cultural changes throughout history. Studying historical work not only gives us insight into the past, but can also provide valuable insights and information about the present. So that art history, it is very helpful and valuable into our present today. So that is what we called as art history. And the next one is the authoritarian dictatorial. Authoritarian dictatorial, an authoritarian dictatorial method of teaching is normally set aside for students who have a low art ability. This method of teaching dedicates exactly what to do in step-by-step manner and includes a lot of directions at every step. So this method, it gives step-by-step by doing an art, especially for those students to sit aside who have a low art ability. And the last one, which is assigned topic. The assigned topic or students-oriented method of teaching involves the teacher as a motivator. The teacher's job is to get their students to express themselves, develop their confidence, abilities, and perception. Art along with their knowledge, skills, and attitudes towards art. In art history, the teachers will teach chronologically starting from prehistory or thematic lessons around periods or styles. This method, the teacher are just only motivator that are going to motivate of their students or their learners, and the teachers are going also to let of them students to express their knowledge and skills about of an art.